Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're still talking with head men's basketball coach, Coach Mellor. So Coach, looking at your team this year, the Braves are most definitely an experience-laden team. How has that changed your sideline strategy?
I don't know if you guys may disagree, but I do think hopefully I'm a little more relaxed on the sideline, and it may not always appear that way, but I do think when you have experienced guys, especially in your backcourt, it allows them to do more coaching from the floor. You know, and I think I always like to do the majority of our coaching in practice. And you know, when you get to games, you know, old saying the hay's in the barn, sometimes you got to let the guys play. And I think that's given me a little more confidence to let our guys make decisions on the floor, whether it's calling an out of bounds play or letting them play a little more motion where more of the decision making is put on their shoulders. And so, you know, I think that really helps from a coaching standpoint. Hopefully translates to, you know, me having, you know, being able to do a little bit less from the sideline during games.
Fans may not know this, but over the last month, you've taken 2 experienced players out of the starting lineup and inserted 2 freshmen. What were the reasons for that change, and how has it changed your level of play and success on the court?
Well, the best thing about that is when we made the decision to do that, you know, the 2, you know, basically Mike and KJ, the experienced guys, that we spoke to about that first, you know, had such a great attitude about it, and both of them said, you know, Coach, whatever's best for the team. You know, it doesn't matter to us. We just want to win. And when you have that kind of attitude with the players, it makes those type of changes a lot easier. And I think, you know, in this league, you know, people might think we're nuts for starting 2 freshmen, but those 2 kids are very mature freshmen. They've gotten their feet wet a little bit, and you know, I don't really think it's impacted KJ's minutes or Mike's. Those guys have had a great attitude, and that's really helped the transition. I think our rotations are a little bit better that way, and it also, you know, Griffin and Miguel kind of are the true point guards in our program, and it does take a little bit of that ball handling pressure off Marcus, Shamel, and KJ. It allows them, you know, maybe a few more scoring opportunities. And I think that's helped there, as well as the rotations on the front line. And you know, Mike's playing really well, and the 2 freshmen have stepped up and played well for us too.
Well, talking about the success of the talent that you have coming off the bench, you have some experienced ones. You had mentioned Mike Robinson, but also Nathan Priest. What kind of a luxury is it to have such a deep team on the bench?
Well, it's great, you know, when you can bring, you know, those 2 seniors and Miguel and obviously KJ's, you know, a junior, but a 4th-year junior, so you're bringing that kind of, you know, there's really no drop-off when you substitute. And I think, I feel like we really have 9 starters, you know, 9 different guys that could start and, you know, not really impact our team, you know, in a negative way at all. So I think that depth is a real luxury, and I think we're going to need every bit of it, you know, getting into the heart of conference play.
In terms of recruiting, you've posted some favorable wins against region opponents such as 2 over Fayetteville State. What do wins like this do for your recruiting process?
Well, I heard you know, a veteran coach say one time, you know, the best recruiting you can do is winning games. I think you know, the success of your program can obviously breed more success, and you know, I think when kids in the area, you know, see that success, you know, high school coaches take notice, kids take notice, and they kind of want to see what's going on down at UNCP. So, you know, those things obviously help. You know, I think the kids we have in our program probably make the biggest difference in recruiting, because if we have a chance to get a kid on campus and they can spend time with our players, we got a great group of guys, and they can really sell our program as well.
All right, what changes, really quick, what changes have you seen in the environment here already, not only in the stands but also in the mentality of your players since going into this season?
Well, I think they obviously ended last season on a positive note, which gave them a lot of incentive and confidence going into the off season. I think they've carried that over. Had a few challenges early on in this season, which is normal. And you know, like we tell the guys, there's a little bigger target on their back now. But I think they've adjusted to that challenge, and I think they're kind of welcoming that. It's really neat to see the fans and the students get behind the team, and I think there's a lot of excitement for basketball right now at UNCP.
All right, thank you for talking with us, Coach. And when we return, we're going to be catching up with head baseball coach Paul O'Neill to preview the 2012 baseball season. So stay tuned.